Breathwork takes you deep into yourself, connecting your mind to your body through your power of breath. It lets your subconscious self directly communicate with your consciousness while you are in 100% alert. It is an incredibly powerful experience that makes you more aware and expanded as an individual person.
Hello and welcome. Today I am introducing to you AJ Smith, a neurodynamic breathwork facilitator and the founder of A Profound Change LLC in the Columbia River Gorge and in southwestern Washington. I'm really excited to have AJ here today because I think the work he's doing is really what the world needs right now, especially in 2024. We are experiencing a lot of intense energy, and one of the best things we can do is just find a way to ground ourselves and really connect with our inner selves. And this work is really awesome. I personally have experienced this, and I just like a few weeks afterwards, even I find that I can just tap into this breath work and my breathing and almost immediately feel more grounded. And everyone I've spoken to who has gone to see AJ as well, they always come back and they tell me, they're like, oh my gosh, this was so amazing. Can't wait to go back. So I'm really excited to have you here. Thank you, AJ, for being here today.
Thank you, Lori. I appreciate the opportunity. And I want to start by thanking you and all your tireless work of investing in other people's lives and the improvement of optimizing their health. I want to thank my wife for supporting and being so supportive after 29 years of helping me with work, and my wife and my family.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and also I do want to thank Michael Stone and Glenn Gallardo and Saimi are my coaches and facilitators in neurodynamic breathwork. They have truly done a wonderful job to bring integrity to this work and bring more facilitators in so we can help and support more people to work with expanded states of consciousness. So just wanted to do that in the beginning.
Yeah, such good work. Oh my gosh. Before we get started and diving into what you do, what is in your coffee cup this morning?
Well, I do caffeine free. Sorry, guys. It's what it is a dandelion caramel nut tea mixed with ashwagandha and tulsi tea with local honey and a splash of oat milk. And that's how I start my day.
That sounds fabulous. I'm a huge fan of tulsi and dandelion. I drink a lot of dandelion. Actually, that's what I have in my cup is dandelion and cardamom. Good stuff. So as we dive in to breath work, who do you think would benefit from breath work?
Well, breath work, when you're working with any kind of expanded states, I want to make this clear. It's really intense and really deep work. So even if it's with breath or any expanded states, everybody needs to do a medical screening and make sure they don't have any contraindications that would put them at risk. And everybody that does neurodynamic breath work with me has to go through a medical screening, epilepsy and stroke, past histories of, and the thing is, even into some bipolar and schizophrenia, you have to check for all those things because we don't want to cause harm, number one, and we make sure we have everybody safe before. So, so in saying that, that's the one thing that anybody that doesn't have a major contraindication, I feel benefits. I've had everybody in my family. I'm a foster parent for 25 years plus. I've had teenagers do breath work in teenager groups. So there's a large range. The oldest person that I've sat with or been with in the 80s. So breath work is for a wide spectrum of people. And anybody that's looking for self-discovery and self-healing and moving toward wholeness will benefit as long as they can get through the medical screening. But I also want to say anybody that doesn't fall into that category, please go inward and use your inner guidance to find something that you can tap into, whether it's mindful practices, anywhere in the spoke of the wheel where you feel like you're nurturing yourself and moving closer to wholeness, even though you have those contraindications. So,
What are some of the benefits that you're seeing with breath work?
so I wanted to read a testimony from one of the people that has done breath work, number one, and then I want to read some of the data that's been taken from thousands of people that are doing online and in-person neurodynamic breath work. So the testimony is breath work takes you deep into yourself, connecting your mind to your body through your power of breath. It lets your subconscious self directly communicate with your consciousness while you are in 100% alert. It is an incredibly powerful experience that makes you more aware and expanded as an individual person. And I thought it was beautiful from one of my participants locally here, a businesswoman. And then some of the surveys that I got from neurodynamic breathwork is 80% of the people that had trauma, that came with trauma, had some or major improvement in their health. 89% people with anxiety had major or some improvement in their health. Depression was 67% of the participants either had major or some improvement in their health. Romantic relationships, 52%, and romantic relationships had improvement or major improvement. Some other benefits: greater access to inner wisdom and inner guidance and intelligence, 75%, increased connection to intuition, 62%, greater self-awareness, 59%, feeling more in one's body, 58%, more able to relax and go with the flow, 57% improvements, or people feeling more connected to source of the divine, 55%, increased self-trust in oneself, 52%, feeling more calm and peaceful, 51%, able to release grief, 50%, being more present in life and managing stress better, 47%, and then more clarity and life purpose, 42%. So a lot of benefits and improvement. So, and that's directly from the online website and Breathwork Online. So
I believe it. Oh my gosh, everybody needs this. So good. So you do neurodynamic breath work, and what's the other kind of breath work? Can you tell me a little bit about is there a difference really? Would people notice a difference between?
So there with neurodynamic breathwork and holotropic breathwork, always deal with circular breathing and using music, evocative music. And the difference is holotropic breathwork is a day, it's 3 hours, it's always in person, and you have to have setters. It's trademarked, so it has to be a specific pattern in that. And I like the continuity. I've done it. I've done 11 sessions with holotropic, and it transformed my life as well. And I continued with it and got into neurodynamic breath work. And neurodynamic is shorter. It's an hour session. It's trying to create more consistency in a busy lifestyle where you can do it online or in person. And it allows you access to have a more of a connection with breath work on a consistent time. Instead of setting up a weekend where you have to go someplace, you can do it in your own home. You can do it someplace local, and it only takes 4 hours out of your day, and then you're back to you're doing your session. But also, I want to say that you have to do preparation, integration. The session is not the most important thing. That integration and preparation are vitally important. If somebody is not preparing you with preparation and with integration, then they're doing you a disservice.
And what would that maybe look like?
So preparation, each person that comes in, like to one of mine, I'll send a first-time breather session out. I'll make sure if they haven't done breath work before, they'll have a full protocol. They understand what the day looks like, and they'll be able to track and know what time and how often and how much they're going to be doing. then they also know what kind of experiences they're going to have before they go into session. So that kind of eases the apprehension around it. And as far as integration goes, they get a menu after each session that has a long list of integration tools that they can pick from. It's kind of like a switchboard where somebody can, whatever resonates with them, they can plug into, they can find a community. And also it strongly encourages integration, a daily practice afterwards, because when you have an expanded state or a session, you have to find a way for it to be applicable in your daily life to really create meaning and purpose for you.
Absolutely. Gosh. Well, and tell me more about the music, because that's something I just absolutely love about your sessions is the music. And I know you choose it for certain reasons. It's so powerful. It's just this beautiful journey. Tell us about the music.
Okay. And that's part of the training and the facilitator training. They show you the trajectory is scientifically based, and it has a curve to it, a bell curve to it. And what it's, the first segment is tribal. It's trying to drive the breath for the circular breathing, and also to get your physiology to the point where your default mode will the rest, the thinking mind, your monkey mind, whatever you want to call it, rest for a little while. It takes a break for an hour. Then you sink into your body. And then the two main goals is trust and surrender to whatever comes up in that music journey. So what you're doing is you're trying to calm your mind and get into your body and your subconscious mind, so you can access what's on the surface and on that surface level to bring it up so you can amplify it. It's a non-directive amplifier. So what it's doing is it's bringing up what your inner guidance or your inner intelligence is telling you, just like your finger. If you cut your finger, you don't have to tell yourself how to heal. It already knows how to heal. Psyche, same way. You don't have to tell your psyche how to heal. Your psyche will tell you what you need, and then your job is to follow along and amplify it and then release, because breath work is about release work. And then you go into build. Build is very theatrical music. It evokes kind of drama, like you're sitting in a movie and it's getting really intense, and that's what it's to do, is to intensify what's going on in your body. And then there's another section called breakthrough, and the breakthrough is the hero's journey. Is when you come out the other side. You went to war, you come out on the other side, and it's not that you're warring with yourself. You're coming in and finding and grounding to that part that really want to have a sacred conversation with, and then going and let lead you by the hand, and on the other side of your fears, on your apprehensions, anything that you are just blocking you and holding you. That's that breakthrough music, takes you to the other side. And then the post breakthrough is a celebration afterwards. And then after that, you go into heart music, which brings up any kind of emotion that you have. It's really light and soft, but also to the heart. Brings up all kinds of emotions that you've brought up into your situation and in your session, and then brings it to your heart. And then we go into sacred music, which integrates it and brings it in and brings it and feathers that experience in. And then you go into a meditative music, and then you're back down and you're back in your body. So we're basically taking you for a music journey while you're doing your breath work, and then you can consolidate at the end when you come in. And then after the music, then you do mandala, which is create, because a lot of stuff you get is not in words, it's in symbols. So we do artwork afterwards to integrate as well.
So beautiful. It's just such a beautiful experience. Oh my gosh. And your at least the experiences I've had, you're always laying down on a mat, you're very cozy, you're blindfolded, very safe. It's such a beautiful experience. I love it. Now, is there something that from this, would you be able to incorporate this like into daily practice? And I'm thinking of just, I know for myself, like that immediately being able to ground myself with the breathing. I'm sure there's much more to it, but I just know when I would just be intentional about breathing after those sessions, I just was like, oh my gosh, like I can just breathe so good. And it makes me feel so grounded. I just love it so much. But yeah, what could you bring into like a daily practice?
Well, and that's part of your integration. I feel that and during training, you're required to do, like in your facilitator training, 6 months, you have to do two days a week. And that's really intense because you're going, no breathwork sessions is ever the same because we're not the same people. When we go into breathwork, every day we're changing and we're evolving and we're expanding. And so one time, like we talked about what kind of experiences you could have, one will be very visceral and in the body. One will be a very emotional. One be maybe transpersonal, where you go outside your body and maybe you speak with angels or animals or anything. I mean, there's so many. I mean, you're dealing with infinite consciousness, so there's no place you cannot go in within yourself, because that's the key. Is you're going within. We want to be, we want to be see what the world looks like outside of us to see how we are, instead of going inwardly and seeing how we are and then making changes within ourselves. And then the daily practice would be the integration work. Like myself personally, I do Wim Hof, I do circular breathing in the mornings and do cold showers and therapy. I also do Tai Chi and meditation in the mornings. That's how I start my day, along with my tea, and that's my daily practice. And then I do breathwork sessions, uh, you know, periodically. And what I found for myself personally over the last 15 years doing this kind of breath work is, the deeper the session, the longer the integration. Because when you go into that integration, what you're doing is you're going in layers, because we're multi-dimensional human beings. So we're talking about, if we're going really on a a deep session, we're going to spend more time reflecting, playing music, journaling, working with our therapist, with internal family systems maybe, or a community like AskTheo.com, anything, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton. There's so many places to plug in. Psych K, we have a local person with Psych K, that people can plug into. And that's the thing, we're bringing all these beautiful people that are doing in oils like yourself. You bring in all these things, these spokes in the wheel, into your world, where you can tap into it and use it as a daily practice and continue to work with the expanded states periodically to expand yourself and continue to evolve on multiple levels.
Such a wonderful experience. I know.
Yeah.
So I've been in person. Do you teach online, or do you do the sessions online currently yourself?
So I'm not doing them right now. So in my life, I do 1 month. I do one group setting a month. So that would be about 20 to 25 people a weekend, one time a month. I'm a foster parent and have lots of responsibilities outside. So I've agreed to do that at this point until that transitions. And then if COVID hits, I'll fully go online as well. That's the one thing that neurodynamic is really beautiful about, is when COVID hits, we're looking, we're stuck and we're isolated by ourselves sometimes. So that's why neurodynamic has exploded so much, as people went online to do this work and found out that it really, really helps them. So if you have infectious disease or are not able to be around people, then go online and do it. But I feel the one thing about in person is you can go much deeper in person, because you have a deeper container to do that work. You have more support. So if you feel like you have a lot of trauma, or you have a lot of issues that you're really anxious about, then I would seek out in person. So you have that extra support, and you're doing it in a group, which allows you to really go for it. And if you're working on a consistent level, and you have a lot of trust within yourself that you're fully capable, then do it online as often as you want, and just do your best to go, because your intelligence will never take you anywhere you can't handle. I've done it. I've done over hundreds of sessions, and your inner guidance is compassionate. It will only take you where you need to go, not always where you want to go, but where you need to go.
So if someone would like to work with you, what is the best way to connect? So we'll put your information in the show notes. What would be the best way for them to connect with you?
Yeah. Text and phone call 503-975-0481. and then email me at aprofoundchange@gmail.com is the best way at this time. You and a couple other people wanted to help me set up a website, so I will get there, but I want to have balance with my family and do this work because it's transformed my life, and I want to offer to others. So
it's wonderful work. I'm so excited to get to do another session here very soon. Yay. So, and you're offering right now we'll put this on the show notes, but $10 off your first session. So you'll have that down in the show notes as well. Thank you so much for being here and for doing your amazing work. You're amazing. Awesome. Bless the world.
Thank you, Lori. Have a good evening. Thank you again for giving me this opportunity. Maybe we can do this again.